no. Clyde, get away. Hi, my name is Lanchi Lei. I am a Vietnamese, American, butch lesbian, non-binary person. It's a lot of stuff. And I'm also a AMM Round 9 mentee. My mentor is Jasmine Sky, who is on YouTube, and you can find her, I think this is the right way. I will link her YouTube channel there because she makes lots of videos and also about publishing. And we'll have a book coming out in like 2024. So she's like at the end of her publishing journey for her debut. And I am on the opposite side. I will kind of go through my background, why I decided to do author mentor match, and kind of like the journey. So I quit my job in December. And it was after a lot of consideration of a lot of stuff. I do have a background in screenwriting. I was trying to write scripts as I was working. And once again, I have no work-life balance. And I was like, fuck it, I can get a job somewhere else. And I'm just gonna spend 2022 expanding my horizons a little bit. I had been writing, I'm a fanfic writer, so I had been writing fanfic since I was like, my first instance was in like the 5th grade, and I wrote like a Danny Phantom fanfic, and I passed it around. It was handwritten in an orange folder. I'm pretty sure I still have it, so I will try and find it. And I can read some passages from that, maybe, who knows. Yeah, I've always loved writing. And so I started writing a story in 2021. I had to think about that. And with the help of like my longtime beta and now one of my dearest friends, Tay, who always reads my stuff, like no matter what, no matter how bad it is, no matter what's going on in their life, they are someone who will just kind of sit down and read my words, and really pushed me to, and having that feedback really pushed me to write a story that actually had plot. And then I kind of found AMM by accident, because I have not had my writer Twitter for very long. And so I hadn't like really developed a community or like followed a lot of people. I think at that point I had followed maybe just like agents that I was kind of snooping around their manuscript wish lists, a couple authors. And then I think someone just posted about author mentor match, and I was like, oh, okay, this is happening in a month. I'm quitting my job in like a week. Let's just go for it. Cause my story at that point was like 75, more than that, like 80% done. I just hadn't written the climax and the resolution essentially. And so I was like, I have to finish this anyway. It just happened to like line up kind of well. So I was like, why not? Why not? It starts, I think the AMM tag started on the 14th for AMM party. And so I was like, yeah, okay, sure. So I started following people through that. And then Auden, who is my co-mod and who created the AMM Round 9 Unhinged Discord server, who I am so fond of. And I clicked on that link and was like, okay, these are other people who are going to be applying to this mentorship on hopefuls. And so I decided, since I'm always on Discord anyway, and I have some modding experience, I was like, do you need a co-mod? And then I became a co-mod for the Unhinged server. And then that was really the push I think I needed to actually finish my manuscript, to just have like a community of people who were in the same mindset and who were so encouraging to each other. And I don't think I would have been able to finish any of my stuff in time if it weren't for the AMM Round 9 Unhinged group at that time. We are now just called Unhinged. For AMM, you have to choose 4 mentors to submit to. The wish list and the mentor list was already up. So it took me like a couple of days to really figure out what category I was even in. I hadn't really given it much thought. My book does have smut in it, so I was like, maybe I can trim it down to YA, but most likely that's probably adult. And then from all the research I had been doing just with like querying and all of that, and you know, age category groups and all of that, I was like, oh, okay, well, if my MC is 22, then most likely that will fall into adult. And so I chose 4 people initially in the adult category. But there were a couple of like young adult mentors who I really, really wanted to submit to. For some people, like they wouldn't take adult or crossover considerations. I knew that it was somewhat frowned upon. I don't know if that's kind of a harsh term, but you know, I think for the most part, like AMM kind of asks you to try and stick to one category if you can. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have these mentors picked out for, and I think I had that done before Christmas time. So the January the 12th is when the submission window opened, and then it closed on the 14th of January. I think I was kind of down to the wire. I had kind of bullshitted an ending, as you do. I knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't know like how that resolution was going to happen. I had so much trouble getting to that climax and getting to this like moment that I knew. I'm a pantser, so I don't plot. It's vibes on the games. I know Tay's gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, oh yes, we know. My thought process just doesn't make any sense. Like my 3rd act was a mess. I knew it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I got there somehow. I got to a scene that I really wanted to get to too. And so I finished it. Let's just say that. I finished it in time. I was able to like really clean up the first 50 pages. And I had set myself like little deadlines of, okay, like I need to finish bullshit drafting, 0 drafting by like December the 24th or something like that. And then I need to like clean up, redo my query, redo my synopsis by like January the 1st, and then like spend the next 14 days just like really polishing up the 50 pages. In my opinion, like after watching all of the AMM, like every single live stream, every single video from past AMMs, it seemed to me that like the most important thing was the pages, and like really capturing a mentor's attention that way, because like ultimately I knew my query was just okay. It wasn't terrible. It was can I just say it was really bad when I first joined Unhinged, and through Unhinged it just like got better and better because so many people had eyes on it. So I'm just gonna give a shout out to Sasha, who is like our query wizard and was just like offering help to everybody. And then also CJ Listo, I'm so sorry if I said her, also offered on Twitter like free query help to any non-binary trans people. And so like through those 2 people looking at my versions of my query, like I was really able to get it to a place that I felt comfortable. So yeah, my synopsis was not great also. So I submitted, like, I think I was up with several people from Unhinged. We were just like staying awake for the countdown. And it was supposed to open at 2 a.m. my time. I'm in Central Time right now. But it opened at midnight and I was like, oh shit. And I'm a Sagittarius, so like I knew that I was not going to wait. I was like, I don't have patience for this. I have the 3 things that they need. And so I'm just gonna go for it, you know? Like, I did my best and therefore no one can criticize me is how I felt. But before that, I gave my mentor list another read. And I like followed every mentor, like so many mentors on Twitter. And one of them mentioned my book comp. And I had not that many book comps. I struggled really hard with comps. But this person mentioned my comp and I was like, fuck, you know, I have to submit to them. So I re-looked at Jasmine's guy, and that's who tweeted something about The Untamed. And I was like, but yeah, I just read through Jasmine's manuscript wish list, and it had like everything that my story was. And I was like, I would be like, it fits, you know what I mean? It just felt right to do it. So I went with my gut and I submitted to Jasmine. And then it was just like kind of relief. And then it was just like a lot of waiting. Post manuscript depression is a real thing. I was like kind of just creatively burnt out for like a while, so I was like, you know what, I'll take the opportunity to maybe do some more reading. And yeah, that was most of my January. On January 18th, I got a full request. And that day, like, I didn't even check my AMM email because I had a totally separate author email, and I just like went about my day. Like totally didn't check first thing in the morning. I think I like went on a walk and then I like came back and it had been 4 hours and someone had requested my full. And I feel like this is cheating, but maybe not. But the response came from the young adult inbox, and I was like, that's Jasmine, because I've only submitted to one young adult mentor. And I was like, okay. So then I panicked and did like one last really sloppy look through. Like I should have spent more time with the actual like rereading before I sent it, but anyway, I sent it. I sent my full. I was just like, it was a lot. Lots of up and downs from there, because I was like, you know, there are parts of this that are really good, but for me, like, being able to elevate it to something publishable was totally out of my expertise, as you say. Yeah, I just have never revised anything before to like that scale. And so that's why I really wanted this mentorship. Like I wanted it so bad. I had enough time to really be like, of course I'll be disappointed, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I've met really great people, and I think a big main part of what AMM is creating like a community that you can, you know, talk to and like exchange snippets or exchange, you know, feedback and find critique partners. And like even before I'm in AMM, we had kind of established that with Unhinged, which is like so cool. And then I was like just gonna try and jump into the query trenches in October, but then announcements came and it doesn't feel real when I like think about that day. It just didn't feel real. Like it really truly did not feel real. The emails started rolling in, so we have like a celebration channel in the Discord server. that's separate, and there were a couple people who were like starting to get emails, and so we were celebrating them, and then my email shows up. And then like right after that, it was the post from Jasmine on Twitter, and she made me like a mood board, and it was just oh man, and then it was just like so many notifications. It literally felt like a party. Like I just didn't know it was such a good time. Like, so yeah. Anyway, Jasmine's my mentor, and I messaged her almost right away because
I was such serious.
so like I was like, I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'm so honored to be a mentee for the coolest mentor ever, and I'm just really honored that I get to be a part of Author Mentor Match. I like it still, I don't think is hitting me, even though like I've been in contact with my mentor multiple times now, and Jasmine is just super cool, and I'm really excited to work with her, and I'm really excited to try and implement the things that she has suggested, and I just want to get through this first revision, and then we can see like where that takes the story, you know, and I'm just so excited. So yeah, I think I will probably do a couple more updates, but kind of show like what's in this guy, because I have started like reverse outlining and stuff, but I haven't jumped into the actual revisions before or yet. I haven't jumped in yet, and so like inevitably I feel like I'm gonna get stuck somewhere, or just have like an update or have a breakthrough, and so I maybe will do a shorter video. Okay, bye. Thanks.